Good morning! What a lovely day! It's time for one of the most anticipated rides of the year. It's the middleweight adventure shootout. Let's see the bikes, let's see the riders. What we have over here is the brand new Triumph Tiger 800 XCA, which is I think the best, the top spec Tiger on the market. What do you think, who's gonna win?
I'm feeling good things for this Tiger. Maybe we will have a surprise today.
And next is the BMW F850GS, a brand new bike. It was built from scratch and it was revealed last year. Hello?
Hi.
What do you think? Who's the winner?
I don't know, I'm very excited and I can't wait.
And the third one is the Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sport. So we're gonna have some very interesting days. We're gonna ride in Romania. We're gonna discover some great places, some great roads. So let's get to work. It's so nice. I'm on the Africa Twin right now. It's the heaviest in the group because it's the Adventure Sports version, and although the heaviest, it's quite nimble.
Well, I'm on the BMW F850GS. We're on the Twisties and this bike feels quite natural.
Well guys, the Tiger is amazing. I love this engine.
When you're in the corner with the Africa Twin and you have the DCT version, like me, you're in the first gear, and after that she suddenly tends to shift the gear and go to the second. So what you have to do is to switch to the manual mode or to keep your finger on the minus button, and so the Africa Twin will stay in the gear you'd like. Great bikes for twisties, for curvy roads. The Africa Twin, for example, although it looks big and heavy, I must say that it's more agile than you think. Really. And if you put it on the manual gearbox and you keep it manually on the first, on the second gear, and if you put the traction control on the first, because otherwise it's very intrusive, you'll have a lot of fun. like that bike, but what about the BMW?
You might like it better. The BMW, it feels lighter, it's nimble, it feels very agile when exiting the corners. You have the quick shifter blipper combination. It's a dream. Engine pushes a lot. I like it very much. I'm starting to like it more and more by every minute I ride it. So you might like it also, but I have a small issue with it. I cannot find a good pace with the front suspension. I'm struggling a bit at the corner entry.
Any issues with the Triumph? What do you think?
I like the engine, it's like a racy bike. I like the BMW because you can feel it like a supermoto. It's slimmer. Africa Twin is too bulky for me. I cannot go through the corners like I should. And I put my money on the Tiger, on this type of roads.
So, which one is more nimble? What do you think on the corners? On these twisties particularly?
On these twisties, I think the BMW will do a great job, and also head to head with the Tiger. I like the suspensions a lot. They give you a lot of confidence.
According to the tech specs, they all have 95 horsepower.
Yeah, but it feels a lot.
And this one is heavier.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between them, because from what I learned today, the Triumph doesn't have that much mid-range. The Africa Twin pushes a lot on the lower and the middle area of the RPM, and the BMW also, it pushes from 0 to top. I like the BMW very much.
Okay, so which one do you think is better for twisties?
I think I'll put my money on the Africa Twin.
Really?
Yes.
On this heavy Africa Twin?
Yes, I think the frame.
Why?
And the frame and engine combination. I think I can ride it fast. For me, it's the perfect.
I would say it's the BMW on twisties. First, I was considering the Triumph, but now I'm thinking about the BMW because of the engine, because it gives you more punch in the corners on twisties. On the open road, I don't know, but on twisties, I think that BMW might be better.
That's true, but there's a small thing that you won't get over. That's the front suspension.
Okay, Catalin?
No, Tiger is better because of the suspension. And front and in the back suspension, you can feel perfect the bike. You can lean to the corner and you can push and you can go out.
Okay, so you say it's the Africa Twin, you say it's the Tiger.
Yeah.
No, I say it's the BMW.
No, you will lose.
No. It's the BMW. For sure, because I tried all of them and I think it's the BMW.
No, guys, Tiger is sportiest bicycle, motorcycle.
No, it's the BMW. This engine is
No,
very
no,
good. It's like
Tiger.
a V-twin. It's smaller. It's more nimble.
No, triple is better for this kind of roads.
So I think that
show you.
no, the
No, no,
BMW.
no.
It's the
Tiger,
BMW.
Tiger.
No, it's the
You
BMW
will
because
see,
of the
you will
engine,
see,
because
guys,
it's
you will
narrower,
see.
because it's more nimble.
You will smell
you
my
will
exhaust.
No, it's the BMW.
Trust me, I will smoke you.
No. We had an argument earlier regarding which one is the best on twisties. So, to make a decision, we figured out, let's say, a kind of high hill climb race. So, my colleague will take each bike, will go up to the hill, and then we'll come back. It's about 2 kilometers, and we'll see which one gets the best time. Are you ready? Start up the engine. Every bike has the same set of tires. We have the Michelin Anaki Wild dual sport tires. In order to be sure, we did 2 laps with every bike, and we choose the best time. Okay. So the best time for the Triumph, because this was the last one.
The last one, yeah?
Yes, it's 2 minutes 23 seconds. The best time for the BMW was 2 minutes 20 seconds.
So
the
2 seconds faster.
Yeah, the BMW is faster.
Yeah. It feels in the tight corners. It feels it can go faster. So I think that's the main reason that it came.
And the third, you know what? It's the heaviest.
Yeah,
it
the
has
heaviest.
that,
It comes with the
automatic
gearbox
and it comes with a time of 2 minutes 14 seconds.
so that's 6 seconds faster than the BMW.
6 seconds faster than the BMW, and
Did you get right over there?
yeah, we're sure this was the best time, and it comes
That
with
big bike.
it comes with
large
9.
windshield.
It's 9 seconds faster than the Triumph. So
It feels very good when you put it on manual. You can switch the gears very fast. It blips very fast. I set the traction control on the lowest intervention mode, and I had a few slides at some points, but every time it was safe. It was feeling very good, and the engine is pushing like insane.
So the sun is shining again,
Yeah.
and we have a winner on Twisties. It's the Honda Africa Twin.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, but the test continues.
Yeah.
So let's go.
We have to check some other stuff. Okay.
Yep, let's go. We had 2 amazing and sunny days in the mountains, and we're very happy because we had such a great time with these 3 bikes. But now it's time to decide which one is the best on the road. But before that, we didn't talk about the comfort. I like the Triumph very much on the open road because it's very similar to a sport touring machine. I like the engine very much. I like the seat. I think it's the most comfortable seat, and more than that, it's heated. And you have all sorts of options, heated grips also, heated seat for the passenger, adjustable windshield, the wind deflectors, but I don't know what else. You have cruise control, which is very important. What you don't have a quick shifter, and it's a pity because this is just like a sports bike, and a quick shifter would be very helpful.
What about the room leg?
The legroom is okay. It's
Okay, so I'm tall. I'm taller than you, and it felt okay for me. And I agree with you on this one. The Tiger feels just like a sports touring bike.
Okay, let's get to the GS.
The GS, yes. A bit of a problem with a wind protection. We had some issues on the highway. It's very annoying because this windshield creates a lot of buffeting around your head, and you can go faster than 120 kilometers an hour on the highway. But the saddle feels very good.
This is the comfort seat on this bike. Is the optional comfort seat. The ergonomics are okay. Speaking for myself, didn't have any problems. The seat seems okay. Yeah, I noticed the same problem with
the BMW comes also with all the systems. You have cruise control, you have heated grips, no heated saddle for this one. But most important, you need to put a taller windshield over here because.
Now the Africa Twin. What do you think?
Africa Twin is a big surprise for me because it feels very good. It feels very comfortable. You have a lot of room for your legs. The windshield is very tall. The saddle, it's foamy. It feels very good. I have a medium-size saddle that I've adjusted on the lower level so we can ride it it can handle each of us. And there's also the dual clutch.
Yeah, the gearbox, the DCT is very nice, but it has that big minus. It doesn't feature a cruise control, which is a shame because otherwise it's a very comfortable bike. So, which one is the best? What do you think in terms of comfort?
I'm struggling in choosing a bike between the Triumph and the Africa Twin, but the gearbox on the Africa Twin, it's a huge plus, and I'm on the Africa Twin side.
What do you think, Catherine?
Me too. Africa Twin has a better protection, taller windscreen. The Tiger has a better saddle, but I choose for a long ride the Africa Twin.
Yeah.
Because of the dual clutch transmission and because of the torquey engine.
Okay, so Honda, please just put that cruise control on your machine and it will be perfect. But same for me, I think this one is the best in terms of comfort. Any other things?
On dynamic, the BMW kind of feels like whiskey throttling when you open it and when you're reopening it. It's a minor thing, but it's annoying.
We made up a list with the most important elements to see which bike is the best. So let's start with the design because, believe it or not, you have to love the bike in order to buy it. Yeah. So what do you think? Which one is the most beautiful? Bogdan?
We've all agreed on the Africa Twin because it looks very good.
Yeah, it looks very macho, this bike.
Okay, so it's the Africa Twin.
But also the Triumph looks, it's following, it's just behind it with the nose and the beak and everything.
So Africa Twin is the best. Okay, let's get to the engine.
My favorite engine was the triple until these days because I love very much the torque engine of the Africa Twin.
I'm also on the Africa Twin side because I love it when I push it on the corner exit every time it delivers. So the Africa Twin's for me.
I'll go for the Africa Twin too because of the torque engine, and because it has absolutely no vibes. It feels very refined. Honda did a great job with this engine on the Africa Twin. What about the gearbox? What do you think? Have you noticed?
Small issues with a BMW when changing up or down third and second gear. You will have to push it a bit harder and it feels like I don't know, it's like an older version of a motorcycle gearbox.
Okay.
Yeah, I think DCT gearbox must be the new standard for every motorcycle. You can change the gear even when you have the full throttle, which is wonderful.
Now, the suspension system. What do you think?
The most impressive suspension system that I've seen on these bikes is the one from the Triumph Tiger. I feel it gives me a lot of confidence when I ride it harder, but the one on the Africa Twin, it's just behind, it follows, it keeps the line, it's it's kind of cool.
On the other hand, the guys of BMW should rework somehow the front
The
end.
front end, at least some adjustments so you can put it on the same pace with the rear.
Yeah, because it's too soft on the dynamic mode, on dynamic riding. Okay. The braking system.
The differences are small, but the BMW has the best brakes in this test.
Yeah, I agree. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So overall, the handling, the dynamics, the road dynamics.
My favorite is the Africa Twin. I don't know why, but it feels very good. It feels like it wants to be ridden. It feels like, I don't know, it's very comfortable. You have the wind protection and you feel it very good. So the Africa Twin goes for me.
And the electronics.
The electronics on the BMW are the most refined. I love the intervention. Also the Triumph has a very good traction control system, but there's a bit of a problem with the Honda. When you use it as standard on any riding mode, you have the traction control on higher levels and the intervention is very annoying. But once you switch it to a lower pace, it's very good.
Okay, so I don't know. I think we have a winner on the open road, on the road test, on the street test.
I think also that the Africa Twin is our winner for this test.
So the Africa Twin is your winner, yeah?
Mine, yeah, for sure.
What about you?
Africa Twin, number 2 Tiger, number 3 BMW.
Yeah, that's my opinion too. I think that the Africa Twin is the best bike of these three, the best in segment when it comes to the street, when it comes to touring, when it comes to traveling. But it's not all about travel, you know, it's not all about comfort, it's not all about riding it hard on the twisties, because these are adventure bikes, so they must go beyond the beaten track. So that's why we keep them with these Michelin Anaki Wild tires, dual sport tires, to go off-road. So watch our next episode to decide which one is the best in off-road and which one will win the overall test. Here's the thing, we have a YouTube poll for you because we want to know which one is the most popular bike on the market. So vote for your favorite.